On the night of September 20, 2024, the Russian armed forces launched another massive missile attack on the territory of Ukraine, causing irreparable damage to the Ukrainian Army and NATO forces. However, before I tell you the details of this missile attack, I would like to start by summarizing last week's progress. So, analyzing the events of the last 6 days, it becomes clear that the past week has once again been marked by fighting in the Kursk and Pokrovsk directions of the front. Even though the Russian troops also had numerous successes in other areas of the front, the main attention of all world experts and analysts was focused on the success of the Russian army in the Pokrovsk and Kursk directions. Despite numerous successes on the battlefield, the Russian armed forces also continue to launch massive and combined missile strikes against military installations and the energy infrastructure of Ukraine. So, starting from September 14 to 20th, Russia launched 30 massive and combined missile strikes on the territory of Ukraine. These missile attacks were carried out with the help of cruise and ballistic missiles, as well as kamikaze drones. As a result of these missile attacks, within 6 days, the Russian armed forces managed to destroy 2 MiG-29 and 2 Su-27 fighters of the Ukrainian Air Force. In addition, Russian missiles and kamikaze drones also managed to destroy dozens of enemy repair bases, energy infrastructure facilities, weapons depots, and places of temporary deployment of personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine and foreign mercenaries. In the Kursk direction of the front, over the past 6 days, the Russian army has managed to liberate 2 settlements. We are talking about such settlements as Borki and Uspenskoye. Over the past 6 days, Russian soldiers of the grouping of troops under the designation South have liberated such settlements as Zelenaya Nomer 1 and Georgievka, having managed to advance significantly in the Kurakov direction of the front. Over the past week, Russian soldiers of the group of troops under the designation center have made significant progress in the Pokrovsk direction of the front, having managed to liberate the strategically important city of Ukrainsk. Thus, over the past week, the Russian army has liberated 5 settlements on key sectors of the front. The total number of losses of the Ukrainian army over the past 6 days amounted to 17,000 people killed and wounded. By the way, despite the impressive progress achieved by the Russian army on the battlefield, comic actor Vladimir Zelensky continues to assert that everything is going according to Ukraine's plan. In particular, a few minutes ago, probably under the influence of prohibited drugs, Zelensky declared in all seriousness that the Ukrainian army had allegedly achieved its goal in the Kursk region. According to him, the Russian High Military Command finally transferred 40,000 soldiers to the Kursk region. At the same time, Zelensky decided not to say that these 40,000 soldiers were transferred to the Kursk region not from Donbass, as the Kiev authorities and their Western curators wanted, but from other areas of the front, including military districts in Russia. Moreover, this comic actor was forced to admit that the Ukrainian army's situation in the Donbass remains difficult and continues to deteriorate rapidly. Against this backdrop, a reasonable question arises. If the Ukrainian army has achieved its goal in the Kursk region, as Zelensky claims, then why do Russian troops still continue to advance in the Donbass, liberating towns and villages almost every week? The recent loss of the city of Ukrainsk by the Ukrainian armed forces was the last straw for even pro-government Ukrainian telegram channels. According to them, the Ukrainian army's military operation in the Kursk region has become a complete failure from a military point of view. The Russian army has not been stopped in the Donbass, while the armed forces of Ukraine continue to lose captured settlements in the Kursk region, suffering huge losses in manpower and equipment. In addition, the loss of the city of Ukrainsk by the armed forces of Ukraine will inevitably lead to the loss of the city of Selidovo. The fact is that it is impossible to build an effective defense in Selidovo due to the poor geography of this city. This city is easy to enter, and it can be easily surrounded. Thus, many express confidence that Russian troops will take full control of the city of Selidovo by early October 2024. Meanwhile, on the night of September 20th, Russia launched another massive missile strike on the territory of Ukraine. Independent monitoring services have recorded dozens of explosions in Kyiv, Poltava, Dnipropetrovsk, Cherkasy, Odessa, Lviv, Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and Nikolaev regions. It is reliably known that during this missile attack, the Russian armed forces used dozens of cruise and ballistic missiles, including the latest Uranium-2 kamikaze drones, equipped with jet engines. So, in the Kharkiv region, in the southern part of the city of Kharkiv, a Russian ballistic missile Iskander-M hit and destroyed a local school building. As it turned out, this school building was the place of temporary deployment of Ukrainian nationalists from the Azov regiment and foreign mercenaries from France and Germany. It is reported that as a result of this missile attack, 40 Ukrainian nationalists and 20 foreign mercenaries were killed. In the Odessa region, in the port part of the city of Odessa, Russian missiles and kamikaze drones hit and destroyed at least 3 classified weapons depots, where large shipments of Western artillery ammunition and missiles had been delivered the day before. It is reported that due to the ongoing detonation of ammunition, Ukrainian firefighters are still unable to extinguish the fire on the territory of the Odessa port. In Kyiv, Poltava, Dnipropetrovsk, Cherkasy, Zaporizhia, and Nikolaev regions, Russian kamikaze drones hit and destroyed dozens of fuel depots of the armed forces of Ukraine. And finally, in the Lviv region, in the western part of the city of Lviv, Russian kamikaze drones hit the building of one of the local economic facilities. As it turned out, Ukrainian and Polish officers were in this building at the time of the attack. Sources in the Russian military department said that as a result of this attack, 20 officers of the Ukrainian Army and 12 officers of the Polish Army were destroyed. It is reported that Polish officers were in Lviv as military instructors. By the way, the fact that Russian kamikaze drones have begun to hit targets in western Ukraine indicates that the air defense of this country is completely depleted and needs to be re-strengthened by NATO countries.